What's good, guys? Goat Randy back at it again, and finally, yes, finally, you are seeing actual race footage from the race that I actually do a video about. I know, what a concept. It's a miracle. But it's the third race of the season, the first race y'all will be seeing, as we'll be going to Richmond International Raceway in Richmond, Virginia for the Federated Auto Parts 400. And in case you're wondering, this is the night race, as some storylines going into this race is the first round of the playoffs is halfway through. People's trying to jockey their way in and get as many playoff points as I can. I know I'm in the boat that I was the points leader coming into this race, and unless, unless an earthquake just came through Tennessee and destroyed all the power grid, I will be in the next round. And so, this point I'm just trying to get playoff points, because I do have the big fat donut at 0. And so maybe I can build a little gap, because, even 1 point is a gap. So that's one objective. Number 2, as you can see, we're about to start qualifying here, as we do. And I'll come down pit road and do what I gotta do. Number 2,
clear, slow down.
The Xfinity 5, which, in case you need a refresher, because this is the first time you are hearing me talk since, when is it, Talladega? Yeah, that's been a while. But, the Xfinity 5, it includes me, Major Spy, T-Mills, Short Park, and Rockstar. Each of the 5 of us have won the first 2 races. We've been dominating, pretty much running the Cup Series, like the NWO back in the day, and probably we can dominate the rest of the season. We'll see how it goes. And number 3, and this is for me, I'm trying to keep my league best qualifying starting average position intact. Coming into this race, I led the league in qualifying average position at 2.0, which I'm very proud of, because number 1, qualifying up front gets you away from everything, which is huge. And number 2, you take pride in qualifying up front, especially you got a fast ride, and people look at that and they make you the top dog.
Stay on the bottom, keep it right there.
And I kind of like that, so that's pretty cool. So as you can see, I'm trying to remain this intact. My average position of 2.0. I haven't really ran a good lap. I haven't really ran a good lap yet at a 20.89. As I go a little faster, pretty much ran the exact same lap, just like 2 thousandths better. Like, you figure if you really want to hit the bottom, you want to try to force it in there just a little. Don't push the issue though. Like, that's a little high, but you can get that run. You have a good run coming down the back, and then in turn 3, you just throw it in, hooks to the bottom. You want to be right on that groove.
Nice work.
As that will be the fastest lap of the race at a 21.81. And we'll see where that puts us. But as we wait for everyone to finish up, I know it's been a while since I've said this, but if you like what you see, leave a like down below, comment if you want to tell me how I'm doing, and subscribe for more content just like this from this league, another league that's going to get started in about 2 or 3 weeks, and maybe another league if it doesn't, turn into absolute chaos by then. So yeah, leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more content just like this. As you see, we get to the loading screen and we start third, and that is great. Kind of a good news and bad news. Good news is that I am on the second row. I am third. The bad news is that my starting position average decreases from 2.0 to 2.3. I mean, that's still pretty dang good to me, and I'll take it. As you can see, Major Spy just absolutely rolled us out in qualifying with a 55, and then Dunn in P2 ran like a 77, and I got an 81. So I mean, as you can see, pretty close. Not. And especially on a short track, you want to qualify up towards the front, get away from all the mayhem that's going to ensue. And as you'll see throughout this race, there will be a reason why this race will be talked about in the analogs, or no? How do you say that? In the history books of the Sofa Racing League and for Season 3 in particular. So as the race is about to start, as I always say, just don't take me off, don't kill me in the first turn and don't get crashed, as the game, I don't know what that was, gave us a bad start initially, but I got a great takeoff coming to the flag, as I immediately go to second place over Dunn because of the preferred line. And he gets such a good ass run as I choke it, lose talent and hit the fence. He comes back for second, then I just do a little crossover to the bottom. We're just gonna be side by side. He pounds the wall like a pancake, and I get second all by myself. And then Team Nose is gonna come to the picture and third as Major Spy, the guy who beat everyone by 2/10 in qualifying, is first, but I'm running them down at the moment. As you know, it's just short and steady wins the race, right? As you can see, I'm not really trying to push it. I'm just trying to get it to the bottom of the track and just let it roll through the middle. But I think he's just trying too hard and losing too much time. As I'm going to get under him here. We're going to be side by side. I'm going to complete the pass as he hits the wall. As we got a new leader on lap 5. And it is your boy, Randy, Drum 23. And the number 37, Scott Chevrolet SS. So I'm gonna pull away a little. I'm gonna try to pull away a little bit here, because like I said, I want playoff points. I really need playoff points. As Major Spy clips the apron just a little too much and spins. As if anyone knows in this game, if you clip the apron, especially heel, you're gonna go spinning. As Richmond is the most unforgiving track in this game. and Major didn't heed the warnings as he spun and took himself out of contention for the full stage. So now it's down to me and T-Mills, who won last week at Auto Club. And starting right there, I could really tell that that T-Mills was on a goddamn rocket ship, because he pretty much just cut a half a second, literally in a lap. As we are now side by side, I hit the fence again, and then it sticks me to the wall, and I just have no fight for him. So that was a short-lived stint of me to the point, which is not common. I mean, you know. But maybe I can just ride out here in second and get stage points. As we got 15 laps to go in this stage, I'm pretty much going to follow Mr. T-Mills. And if he happens to make a mistake, which probably won't, because he's a pretty good driver, I'll be there to capitalize. But like, me and him are right now basically running even as everybody else. We have put everybody else on the back burner, except for Major, wherever he's at, because I bet he would have been in the top 5. He probably would have been third if he didn't crash.
Hold the bottom, keep it right there.
As I have our first moment of the race, I clip the apron. I just have to let out of the gas and just let it straighten. And that's why you build big gaps, kids, because I might have lost my opportunity to win this stage, but I didn't lose any spots, as I'm just gonna have to surely but slowly build this gap back up. As you can see, I'm taking a more cautious line in the turns, not being too close to the apron, to the yellow line. As I have now put a 1.5 seconds on the field. As we get around the lap core of Houston Daddy, and we get around another lap dude of Cambo in the 51. 9 laps to go in this stage. I'm pretty much in no man's land as far as positions, as me and T-Mills are basically doing even. But the problem is he's 2.5 seconds back. Well, I say that, but I'm gaining on him because he's getting around that lap traffic up there. But me and him are basically doing even. And then I'm pulling away from everybody else. And I mean everybody else. As we got 7 laps to go in this stage. The gap's down to 2 seconds. And I'm hoping that maybe the lap traffic can do something to him. Because, I mean, you know, we all at a short track, for God's sakes. It's supposed to be painful to get around lap traffic on a short track. But the gap is now stabilized around 2.2, 2.3, 2.4. Basically from 2 to 2.5 seconds it's neutralized, which is a pain, because I don't want that. As we got 5 laps to go, and at this point, I'm just hoping and praying that he doesn't like that Nets guy, because that number 3 you see up there, that just hit the fence, is my teammate, No Escape. Hence his name is coming up now. and he would be the lucky dog if he doesn't pass that guy in front of him, as I have a huge moment getting in the 3. As naturally this car would get loose on the old tires. So at this point I'm basically just gonna say to heck with it. I'm not losing second. I'm not gonna get forced unless something catastrophic happens. As we're just basically gonna chill. Don't kill anyone, as I'm just letting no escape. We're just riding at this point, as sadly he does get around that guy. And then I kinda like what no escape does right here, as I have a moment. He comes down onto pit road as Timos wins his 3rd stage of the year and I get 2nd. But no escape does come down pit road. He does get service, and that will lead to him being on the lead lap, I believe, because he was the 2nd guy 1 lap down. And with that, basically didn't happen, as these nuts would get the free pass. As I made the adjustments, and I know people pitted at the end of the stage, coming to the checker flag, so you gotta just be aware of all of that situation. So, you know, finishing 2nd in the stage, and where's that gonna put us? We're waiting 5th, which is good. I'll take that. 3rd row. We got T-Mills to the outside. If we can just get around that 66 and try to hold them off. We'll do an even, then we'll be in the clear. But as you see, it's bumper calls, then Rebel clips the apron, and then we all get squirrely, and I just have to let out of the gas. You want to talk about times, and then Mr. Lag, the lag machine. Not FedEx. FedEx never lags. But it depends. On holidays they do. Christmas they do. But the guy driving the FedEx machine, the lag monster, hits me in the rear, hits me again for God knows why. As Spencer gets loose, I forgot to say that, and I go up to 2nd. And then he almost hits me again. And at this point, I'm just hoping, Lord, get the hell away from this guy, because he's killing me. As I should, and I will do. It's already up to a half second. Meanwhile, Major Spy, I think we remember him, the guy who spun out at the end in the middle of stage 1. He is off to the freaking races, as he is up to a 3.1 second lead over me, and he ain't stopping. He must have put that qualifying setup in, because now he's taking all of us to school. As Marcus is in 3rd, Spencer was in 4th, but I think he got dumped by Mr. Marcus Johns. Hashtag highly controversial. And now at this point, if you thought last stage I was in no man's land, this is no man's land to the freaking extreme. Because now I am gone from nowhere. I am pretty much in cruise control for second place. I ain't catching Major Spy. Excuse me. I'm not catching him. I'm pulling away from pretty much everybody else. Excuse me. I'm pulling away from everybody else. As you can see, the gap is already at 2.5, 2.3, 2.2, but it's gonna go up. As we come to 13 laps to go in this stage.
Great lap.
It's basically pretty much the chill time of the race where no one gets in my way. I got 4 seconds to the front and 3 seconds to the back, and it's both increasing as I have a moment getting into 3. Just bottomed out. What can you do? The answer is nothing. So I'm basically just trying to run some good lap times. And hope that nothing happens to me as I run my fastest lap of the race at a 70. As you can see, now I'm starting to gain a little. But right when I say that, it goes back up. As I mean, as you can see, the gap is increased to 3.5 over third. And as we got 9 laps to go in this stage, it's basically just hold on, we're coming home to stage 3. That's a Drake shout out, because who doesn't like Drake? But got 8 laps to go. We're basically just waiting to the end of stage 3 as I almost spin, as I run the Marcus line on the apron and almost spin the bitch out. But I don't, because I try to be a real man, and that was my one attempt at being good at it. 7 laps to go. The gap is at 5 seconds both ways, which is just good. I'll take that. And this gap is just getting more and more dramatic as we have a break in the action. If you really want to see, if you really want me to tell you how I pass this lap call of Cat Bob in the 18, by the way, a team captain. Speaking of which, I can give you an update on the team standings. Or should I do it after this race? Because I'll do it after this race. As I get around Cat Baba.
All clear.
Kind of clean. But, oh yeah. Updates on this channel. As you can see, I've tried to make it more professional. As no escape comes down pit road for I don't know why. And that really killed me as a team owner, because he will go 2 laps down, and that would be that. But, updates to the channel. I will be doing playlist. I've made the headings and the images and the header. I said headers twice. The headers and the logos more unique, that I can give myself an identity and all that crap. As T-Bone, the league owner, crashes. give it more of a feel and all that. Expect more big things coming in the future as we got one lap to go in this stage. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Hashtag cheap plug. You've been waiting for that. I know you have. I said unless something happens, Major's going to win this stage. But Lord and behold, he comes down pit road to ensure he gets first in stage 3. And if you can tell, I'm smiling because I finally win a stage in this series. This is my first stage win of the year, the first playoff point I will receive. As I finish first, Major finishes second as he had such a big ass lead over everybody else. And it's all good. It's all good. One playoff point. I am now the 5th driver to get playoff points this year. The other 4 include Major Spy, who's in P2, because he had such a big lead. Major Spy, LKG Bean Deuce 2. I hope I said that right. He's the second one. T-Mills is the third. And who's the 4th? Who won stage 2 at Daytona? Mega Smoked. That's who it is. And I was the 5th. So we're restarting 5th again. Rebel Kush is starting 3rd again. Hopefully he doesn't hit the apron again, like he did in stage 2. This time he takes a more cautious approach, which leads me to get to his inside. Because we're gonna go 3 wide for second, and I'm gonna make that work. As I try to run away from Spankstall and Rebel and all them boys, and try to set my eyes, try to focus on catching Major. Because we got 46 laps to go. We have to make one more pit stop, 1 and 1 only. Like I said, I'm just trying to pull away from all of them, and I hope and pray that they kill each other trying to get to the 2 of us. As I just have a terrible turn 1, way too cautious. And here comes Mr. Spankstall, the defending champion of this series. And then I just choke it, and then the game locks me up against the wall, and I go back to 3rd. Which is alright, because I didn't get crashed, and I'm still 3rd. And then he's gonna wash up the track, heel, and then he's gonna come into me, and then I'm gonna get put on the apron, and then in the grass, because I don't know why, and that pretty much kills any momentum. Thanks, bud. Pretty much just killed any momentum I had. Besides, it goes from 2nd to 7th. But you gotta think on the bright side. I like to pass people, so maybe this is gonna be fun. Maybe not. We'll see how it goes. So now we're just trying to catch back up to that pack, because I still think I'm the dominant. I still think I'm the 2nd fastest guy in this race. If I can just get back up there, then it'll be like nothing happened. It'll just be a waste of 20 or so laps. As I see Rebel up there hitting the apron, going in on the apron for God knows why, which is gonna pretty much break that group into 2. The 2nd and 3rd, then 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, and then here I come. I see the move, I'm gonna take it 3 wide, and then Rockstar, like a freaking dumb ass, just takes me out cold. Oh, hell no. And that, my friends, is how you go from 2nd to 12th, because A, it's Richmond. It's bumper cools, basically. And 2, because I tried to be too aggressive and it bit me in the butt. So, yeah, good job. Good job. So now, I'm thinking about the team side of it. As I literally see no one in sight, other than 11th, who I'm going to pass heel, other than 11th, 10th, 9th, and 8th. I feel like the highest I can get is 8th at this moment in time. As then we have to Mr. Lag himself kill any momentum I had going into turn 1. As Bristol gets back around me for 11th, then I'm just gonna try to get back up there again. As again, I think if I haven't said this earlier, Marcus was doing this lag the entire race. Could you imagine how this was for me live? I was on pins and needles literally at this moment in time. Literally trying to anticipate wherever he goes, but you can't because he's the lag monster. As I mean, look at this. Like you can't anticipate that. You can't teach that. As he doors me, and then doors me again. And then I'm just going to try to get a good run on the outside and pray I don't hit the wall. Which I do. So now we're side by side. And then he does this little apron shtick. And I'm going to supposedly clear him, but then he's going to be right there. And the one time I need him to be stable, he is. And I'm up to 9th, which is great. Yeah, by the way, you can't fit your internet. It's called buying a router. So there you go. So I'm up to 9th. I know one guy pitted, but still, I count it. Damn it. As my teammate No Escape crashed. Sigh. I'm going to go around the 2 of Tyler's Pain for 8th.
Clear high.
Right heel. So now I'm pretty much ahead of that pack. Which now, I think I've said this a lot. I'm in no man's land. For the 3rd time. Because I've got a big gap behind me and a big gap ahead of me. But as you can see on the leaderboard tracker, I am catching 7th place very, very quickly. With just X Ready Player 1 and the number 47 Kroger Chevy. The team I don't know who. And at this point, I'm just hoping calamity happens. Like, I want the whole 9 yards. I want the whole shenanigans. If I have any chance of getting back up into the top 5, that's how it's going to be done on. It's just the BS of Richmond and the shenanigans that we all know and love. As you can see, I'm catching 7th. As you can see, Spadestal, something happened to him, as he's now fallen back tremendously. as Sharpart comes down pit road from 5th spot. Yeah, 5th spot. As you can see, I have already caught him. I'm on his back bumper already as he comes down pit road. And T-Mills comes down pit road as we got 24 laps to go. I know you can make it to the end from here, but I want the fresher stuff, and even one lap can make the difference. As I get a great pit road entry, and I see Spankstel spun Bailey at the corner of your eye, and also you can see the 17 spun, and those Major literally just sitting there minding his own business. Now he was on pit road, he was getting his service and everything, but he just decided to use it to take it on the apron of turn 1. And I mean, that's cool. You just chilling, reading the newspaper, having a sweet tea, you know, do whatever you gotta do, as he just jets on out there for God knows why. And this is amazing, because he was the leader, and now all of a sudden, he's a second and a half back. I mean, a second and a... Oh, what is that? If everyone stops moving, if everyone stops moving, as I'm up to 8th now, I'm up to 7th now, so this is already a win, because I'm neutral, and I'm ahead of Spankstel, which means something happened. And Major Spy was the leader,
You've got 20 laps
so
left.
that means something must have happened. As T-Bone pits, and I get 6th, which is great. So now maybe I can get that top 5 if I can just run down Major Spy in that 32. But that's easy because there's Rebel Kush right there, and I'm up to 5th. So I got my top 5 again. Which 15 minutes ago I'd be crop frank with you. But 10 minutes ago I didn't think would happen. And all of a sudden it's 3.5 seconds. So I literally gained 8 seconds on pit stops, which means something happened to the leaders, which means a prayer was answered by me, as we have a crash between Dunn and T-Mills, as I'm going to go to 4th, and then I'm going to just force it down there, and all of a sudden I'm up to 3rd. And at this point it's like, you know that feeling you get when you come back from 3 touchdowns down in Madden in the 4th quarter, and you're just jumping all over the living room and the bedroom, and everyone's telling you to calm down, but you just can't because you're on that emotional high right now. Yeah, that was me at this point. As Dunn clips the apron. I mean, 20 laps ago I was in 12th place, battling the lag monster, pretty much making this race meaningless, as I almost clip spin, but I don't,
Carlo.
as the faster T-Mills is now side by side, and now he's gonna go under me.
Steady.
As Major Spy crashes,
Car outside.
and the whole field just poured it, and I'm up to 2nd, and that emotional high is now even higher, as lap traffic gets in the way of Major Spy for P2 and collects pretty much everyone, and I just found a hole and got through it. So it's 2.5 seconds back to 3rd, 3.8 up to 1st, which, by the way, let me just state this: 1, 2, 3 is the Xfinity 5 plus T-Mills and me. Won both stages. Xfinity 5. So there you go. The Xfinity 5 does roll. But, I mean, as I was saying a second ago, I was battling the lag monster for 12th. Literally about 20, 25 laps ago. 15 laps ago. And then pit stops happened, and I just kept with I just kept going. And that's a lesson for you kids out there. You never, ever quit. You never disconnect from the server. You never turn around when the rough gets going. You stick to it, and you fight like you've never fought, and maybe you can get back up to where you belong.
Hit to go.
Now, maybe it's not going to be a race win because I'd have to gain literally 4 tenths a lap to get the win. And we have to deal with lap traffic. As I only gain 1/10 that lap, which makes it even harder. As at this point, I'm just trying to be smooth as possible. As I gained 2 tenths right there. Now it's down to 3.6. I'm not even looking back to the gap. The third, which, as you can see, has pretty much stabilized at 2.5 for T-Mills. As it's now down to 3.4 seconds. As I go around my teammate, as he'll finish 18th. But he'll be back for Chicago, because he needs a good run to make the playoffs, even though he should be in. As we got 6 laps to go, the gap is 3.3. I'm thinking maybe he has to pit again, because he did pit so dang early in comparison to the rest of us. He was the first guy to peel off. As Major Spy is just...
5 laps to go.
It's just made a bad night even worse. As I think he'll finish either 13th or 14th when he should be in the top 5. But it is what it is. As at this point, I think I'm just trying to get too much out of it. And it's not really cutting the mustard. As we got 4 laps to go. The back end is reeling out. We are on the end of the field run. It's swinging bad now. It's just not meant to be. As Sharp does gain 2 tenths on me on that lap. As we got 3 laps to go. Now Sharp, 2nd place in the Xfinity Championship. You know. Only won 1 race in the Xfinity series like I did. I wish it was me up there, but if there was anyone that deserved the win, it would be him. Just as long as he doesn't choke it. As I bet he was thinking right now, like he was literally praying to the NASCAR Heat 2 racing gods, don't choke this. As we got 1 lap to go in this stage. 1 lap to go in the race, sponsored by Credit One Bank, hashtag cheap plug, as I think he was honestly just trying to don't spin, as he's going to come off turn 3 to the checker flag, as Sharp Hawk will win at Richmond, put himself in the next round. As I forgot to say, the season is pretty much a big playoff where there's pretty much 4 or 5 rounds. I think it's 5. Yeah, it's 5. And then the bottom 6 get eliminated after every 4 races, which means the next race is an elimination race. Ooh. But good job for Mr. Sharpork, as he does win. I finished second, another top 5 for Team Randy. Speaking of the Team Mills has actually surged ahead in the points, as me and Team Sharp are tied for second. It's going to be a good 3-team race for the team battle, as we're all separated by 4 points. Very, very interesting. As, yeah, like I said, shenanigans, all that happened. I got second. You never give up. I remain your points leader by a cool 23 over everybody else. Got 1 playoff point. Next time we go to Chicago, will it be the same? You'll have to find